now that we're done the wheel bearing check and the bottom bracket reinstallation check, lube time. Oh, no, wait. That's right. I was going to put the wheels back in. Okay. So, rear wheel, your gears go through the chain in that area. Okay. We know we already took the chain or the wheel out with the chain on the smallest gear for ease later. So now that I've got it basically on the smallest gear, I'm just going to pull the derailleur back a bit and it'll roll right into place. Now we're getting up to the brake pads that were already tight when I tried taking the wheel out, so I'm just going to turn this barrel adjuster, loosen them off a bit more because it's easier to get in. Try to finagle. There we go. Yeah, working out. I'm going to put this chain back on this small chain ring. If it will cooperate. What the heck? Okay. Just jammed up in the pads here. Pushing up with my knee. Boy, that's tight. I'm going to loosen that. Enough of this. Loosen the pinch bolt. Bang. Let's hold this up here. Frame's not quite wide enough. Ah, there we go. Ah, look at that. Right in. It was like it was meant to be. Okay, so now I'm just going to hold the nut on the drive side. Generally get this set to where I want it. Now a quick release lever should start to engage just over halfway. This is too tight. This is like at halfway-ish. So I'm going to loosen the nut on the other side. Bit. Check. Okay, it's starting to get just over halfway, but it's going to be way too tight once I tighten it, crank it down. So loosen that nut a bit more, and that's like another, not even quarter turn. Okay, that's going to be nice, because it shouldn't be too hard to open your quick release. They're designed that, on a cam, that it takes more effort to open it than it did to close it. So now I'm going to push up all the way up, make sure I'm up in the dropouts. I'm going to check up here. Wheel appears to be centered in the seat stays of the frame. I'm going to tighten this quick release near a spot where it's protected from accidentally getting opened by something you may encounter on your ride. So the frame will help protect it here. If it was just pointed, you know, here or straight forward, or you heaven forbid down, you know, if it's a mountain bike, you might be in the bush and a branch could snag that and open it up or whatever, even just bring me to a screeching halt. Wheel spin. That looks good. Spin for days. Nice cartridge bearings. Okay, front wheel. Now, get the tire through the brake pads. Little wiggle. It's good. Quick releases go on the left side of the bike. It's always rider orientation. So right now it looks like it's on the right side, but if you're riding the bike, it's on the left side. gets in the dropouts. Basic tightening. Check for, yeah, that's pretty good, but it's going to get tight. It's getting really tight now, so let's loosen the nut a bit. Okay. Pushing up, making sure it's all the way in the dropouts, checking my center, and tighten this quick release. I want to get it just in front of this fork. There, that's good. That way it's easy to grab here. You know, one finger, whoa, that's tight. Two finger, okay, I can do that. Perfect. Okay. So wheels are back in. Now we're going to lube. I've got this Tri-Flow. I love this lube. It's not that cheap anymore, and it can be hard to find. But it's Teflon lube. It's penetrating lube. A drop will do you. Do not use it on cables that have sealed end caps with a little rubber O-ring. It'll swell that O-ring. Do not use it on Teflon cables. It'll gum up the Teflon that's already on the cable. Teflon cables don't need to be lubed. But what I'm going to do is pivots, anywhere I can find them, basically. So drop there. Yeah, well, that's, I don't know, was that 4 already? Might as well on the quick release for the brakes. Now, I'm probably going to be checking, quite possibly readjusting the orientation of the brake pads. So there's a spacer there, a bolt here. I just want to get a drop of lube on that surface and on that surface. Don't get it on your brake pad, that'd be bad. Just because, you know, stuff's already been tightened down, it's going to want to tighten down into the same spot it was. And if I'm trying to adjust it, I don't want that to happen. And the lube will help it tighten down where I want it to tighten down. Okay. Rear derailleur. The pivots galore. Back here. There. I think that's them. Okay. Front derailleur. Okay. Front brake. Oh, I know which spot I missed on the back brake. And that spot is this spring is on, it's resting on a spring stop here, and it's adjustable by a screw over here. That'll put pressure on the spring and pull the brake pad or the whole brake assembly one way or the other. This brake assembly is adjustable by this nut here that holds it into the fork as well. In combination, you know, if it wasn't installed straight, you're not going to balance it out with the spring tension. So, but anyway, since this moves on the stop ever so slightly, that will help it move freer and be easier to balance. So let's do the back one here. Okay. Now, road bike, there's really not many places in the levers to lube. There's already grease and stuff in there. There is a pivot down in there, But this feels good. Like these are so protected with the hoods that dirt getting in there is almost unheard of. Unlike a mountain bike where I'd be lubing all the pivots I could find on the levers as well. So that is lubing this road bike. Okay, so next we're going to set up the brakes so that when I do the gears, I don't have to stick my hand on the wheel, on the tire to stop it. I can actually use a brake and not, possibly hurt myself. No, wait. We're going to lube the cables because these are not Teflon coated cables. This housing is not sealed. So first thing we do is get your chain into your biggest gears. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, without turning the pedals again, I'm going to back the derailleurs off as far as they go. And that front one was sticky, but that's okay. Now what that's going to do is give me play in the cable, and I can pull the housing out of the housing stops. Now that I already know the silver end caps, this is a non-sealed. They're typically black ones, and what you do if you're not sure is these are crimped on, so I'm not cutting them off, but the black ones are press on, they're plastic. There's two kinds, some have seals, some don't. I pull the cap off, and then I look through the hole, and if you see daylight, there's no seal. If you can't see daylight, it's sealed. Don't lube that cable. But we're good to go here. So that one, okay, I got enough room there to play with. This is like a preventative maintenance thing. If your bike does get wet, water does get in here, this Teflon lube will protect the cable from rusting inside the housing. Okay. Now, we got to do the front too. That's right. Now, and here's a problem. Now, if this was a bike assembly that I was doing and not just a basic tune, I would totally disconnect this entire cable and trim off this the inner wires of this housing, because those are going to make noise. Like when you turn, they're gonna rub inside this cap and click, squeak, who knows, right? It's just really annoying. It shouldn't be exposed inner cables out of the housing, but we're not doing that tune-up, so but anyway, so I got this off a bit, pull it out of here, just a bit on the cable. Okay, and that will work its way down. Put that back in. See if we can do front one. Boy, something's wonky with this front derailleur. It's like totally not set up correctly or something. Way too tight. Cable tension. Okay, that's good. So won't worry about it. This bike's too new to really worry about that, and I know the owner takes care of his bikes. Now just pedal once you got the cables back in the stops. Check them all. Yeah, they're all in. Now, since you had that stuff out, it's a good idea to just grab the cable. Make sure you're not going to reef on it, because who knows if the pitch bowl was tightened properly. But I'm just going to pull and make sure that it's in there good. Okay. Now, I'm going to go check out the brakes.